Good afternoon. My name is Hunter Orge. I work as a customer service associate at Advanced Auto Parts in Gray, Georgia. Today, I will explain how to diagnose a needed battery change and subsequently change the battery in a 2020 EcoBoost Ford Mustang. I selected this vehicle as its limited hood space makes accessing the battery more difficult than other vehicles. The first sign that a battery might need to be changed is a delayed engine crank. This can be exacerbated in colder climates. If you experience this, you can go to the local auto parts store and have them test the battery. The auto parts store will test the battery with an instrument called the battery tester. At the auto parts store, they will have you turn off the vehicle and raise the hood. They will then hook the red wire of the battery tester to the positive terminal and the black wire of the battery tester to the negative terminal. Each battery has an ideal level of cold cranking amps. If the reading falls below that level, it indicates that the battery needs to be replaced. In addition, the battery tester is capable of defining whether the issue is the battery or the alternator. Alternatively, if auto parts store is not close by, you can perform a battery test at home without the instrument. To do this, you will need to be able to crank on the car. You will then carefully loosen the bolt for the positive terminal and subsequently disconnect the wire. If the car continues to run, this indicates a battery problem. If the car shuts off, this would indicate there might be an issue with the alternator. Assuming the battery needs to be replaced, the auto parts store or Ford dealership can make appropriate recommendations. For the purpose of this presentation, we will focus on the battery change rather than available batteries for performance enhancement. A medium-priced battery is approximately $175 at Advanced Auto Parts with free installation. Ford's prices are similar, however, they charge about $20 to $40 for installation. The first steps to changing your vehicle's battery is to turn off the car. The second step is to raise the hood and safely lock it into the open position. Next, you will identify your negative and positive terminals. Remember, the color black is associated with the negative terminal and the color red is associated with the positive terminal. Using a 10mm socket wrench, loosen the bolt that holds the black negative cable. It is extremely important that you disconnect the negative cable first, as accessing the positive cable can cause an electrical short. Once the bolt has been loosened, you can carefully remove the cable using a twisting or pulling motion. Do not use anything to remove the cable that is made of metal, because it can cause extensive damage to the car or even personal injury. Once the negative cable is successfully removed, you can use a 10mm socket wrench to loosen the bolt for the positive cable. Again, a twisting or pulling motion can be used to disengage the cable once the bolt is loosened. After both negative and positive cables have been removed, you can then access the clamp that holds the battery into place. This clamp can be loosened using a crescent wrench, adjustable wrench, vice pliers, or the same 10mm socket wrench that you utilized with previous tasks. Once the clamp is removed, you can subsequently remove the battery with ease. Please remember that batteries are heavy, so once the old battery is safely removed, you can evaluate the wires to determine if they need cleaning. Greenish residue on the wires or terminals is indicative of corrosion and could damage the battery over time. If this is observed, a wire brush can be used to remove the residue. You can also evaluate integrity of both the negative and positive wires by tracing the wire and checking for frays or cracks. Post-completing these checks, the new battery can be placed within the harness. Upon installation, remember the terminal wire connection steps are reversed. This means that you will use the positive wire in terminal and then the negative wire in terminal. Again, red goes to positive and black goes to negative. To prevent future corrosion, you could utilize an anti-corrosion bolts or pads from a terminal cleaning kit. It is important to remember for the longevity of your new battery that you should inspect the terminals routinely. If needed, clean accordingly. You use the same 10mm socket wrench for removal for installation. Once you have connected both wires for their respective terminals, you can then tighten the clamp to fit the new battery. Please note that you might need to adjust the battery within the housing for a secure fit. Post installation, it will be important to test the new battery to ensure it's working. The first test can be performed is simply cranking on the car. If you are experiencing a delayed crank prior to the battery and the issue was in fact the battery, a new battery should have mitigated this. You can further check the functionality by performing another evaluation with the battery tester. When you purchase a new battery, there will be warranties for certain amounts of time. Mid-level batteries possess a 2-year warranty, while high-end ones can have 3 or 4-year warranties. I hope you found this presentation useful and informative. Thank you for your time.
Oh.